Subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to never miss an update.
Hi guys and welcome to another episode of The Ambitious Indian. Today we are going to talk about something that is very immediate for you guys, something that a lot of you are grappling with now that the B school calls are in, which is that what is the real cost of an MBA? You may get a call and you'll see that blinking on your screen that you've gotten into XYZ business school, but what is the real cost that you're paying for an MBA? Is it that fees that is written over there or is that more? We're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about how you can handle that cost, what you can do while you're doing an MBA to bring down that cost. It's a massive cost, and that is why we are going to talk about how to handle that cost, how to look at that cost when you're making the decision today whether to do an MBA or not, and then how to handle that cost at different stages of your life. Guys, it is no secret that the MBA decision is not just an education decision, it is also a financial decision. You are choosing to enter into a high stakes game where you're willing to bet a few million on your ability and the institute's quality to make a multi-fold return for the rest of your life. The beauty of money and how our world is built around it is that money is valued in terms of time. The same amount has more value in the present than it will ever have in the future. This means that whatever money you make or save early will have far higher value in the future. Let's look at a typical MBA and what the costs attached to it are. A typical MBA from a decent school in India will cost anywhere between 15 to 17 lakhs today. The loans, most of you will be taking education loans to finance your MBA, and usually it's a good decision to take a loan. The loan interest will be about 10% on that, and you'll be paying that over, say, 7 years, 10 years period. Supposing you're repaying a loan of 15 lakhs over a period of, say, 8 years, essentially what you will be doing is you'll be paying upwards of 22,000 rupees every month as EMI to service that loan. What that means is that all your decisions from there on will be driven by that. Hence, if you're going to do the MBA to just look at an increase in salary, understand that there is an increase in your commitments as well, in your liabilities as well. And that is why it's a higher stakes game, as I was telling you earlier. It's great to want to become a investment banker, a consultant, but if you're only doing it for the money, you're attracted by the money, at some point of time that disillusionment is going to set in about becoming a consultant, about becoming an investment banker, the kind of stressful lives that you're going to lead after that. And when you would want to take a sabbatical, it will become a little difficult. Of course, if you become a top investment banker, there are chances, and we've known of people who repaid their loan within a year after the MBA, and that is the positive side of it. That if you really work hard after getting into your B school, you have a chance of being able to repay that loan really well. But that is the upside. I also want to tell you about the downside. Supposing the pandemic hits, there is an impact on the placements of a B school. You have to settle for either no placements or a placement in a very low grade kind of a job, maybe getting 7 lakhs, 8 lakh rupees package after your MBA. That's when it becomes difficult. And that is why this point is very important. When you look at average salaries of B schools, don't just look at the average. Look at the median salaries, look at the lowest paying salaries. Also look at what is it that you want to do. If you're getting into a B school just for an increase in salary, that might not be a great idea. Reiterating that, figure it out if investment banking, consulting, product management, brand management, these are some of the careers that excite you, because those are the ones that are going to pay you high salaries. And if only they excite you, you should be doing that job day in and day out. Otherwise, tiredness, fatigue will set in, and then it will become a challenge to overcome that cost that you've incurred on the MBA. There is also the opportunity cost. When you get into the MBA, you are sacrificing at least 2 years of earning potential. A lot of you are engineers, a lot of you are chartered accountants or commerce graduates who have decent jobs, and those jobs you'll have to sacrifice to go to your MBA. So for those 2 years you will not be making that money, and that is the opportunity cost. It's not the fact that you will not be making money, it is also that you are going to be paying extra money. And hence, say, even if your salary was, say, 5 lakhs a year, for 2 years 10 lakh rupees is something that you're not going to earn. On top of that, you're going to incur a liability of 15 lakhs plus interest. So that's the other thing to look at. The third thing to look at is that the MBA fees is one thing. When the call letter comes and you see that your fees is 15 lakh rupees or 13 lakh rupees or 17 lakh rupees, that is one lump sum amount that they are talking about, which you will have to pay every term. But beyond that, there are a lot of costs, right? When you're staying on campus, while you may have paid hostel charges within the lump sum amount, there will be other costs. There will be times when you would want to indulge at the night canteen. There will be times that you will have want to stock up your room, your hostel room. You'll have to make it livable. You'll have to put in stuff over there. So within 2 years, every month you're spending 15,000 over and above your MBA fees, and that is another 3.5 lakh rupees that you have to account for. Of course, there are one-time costs of buying speakers and laptops and whatever other equipment that you need to run the MBA, and that's a separate cost. Now, these are massive costs. In our calculation, students are spending anywhere between 22 to 25 lakh rupees minimum when they do an MBA for 2 years, not including the opportunity cost, which is about 10 to 12 lakhs on an average. So that's a massive cost that you're incurring in the 2 years when you're supposed to be working hard, when you can make lots of money, but your degree is also important. What the MBA does is puts you in a completely different stratosphere of salaries. It puts you in a space where you get to move into roles and positions sooner than most of your batchmates who are only graduates, and hence both these aspects have to be looked at when you're taking the MBA decision. Now let's talk about once you get into the MBA, how is it that you can handle these costs? On the campus, guys, money will often come as windfall. Money will come in the form of winnings in a competition or a scholarship that you may have won because of your academic performance or extracurricular performance. And hence, firstly, focus on the competitions. People will tell you that participate in competitions to get that PPO, participate in competitions that help you enhance your skills, that build your CV, and all these are absolutely valid points. But one of the most important reasons to participate in competition is also because of cash prizes. It's important to participate in the competitions and win those cash prizes because that will keep the fuel running. In the absence of having won any competitions, you'll be tempted to take an additional loan on your education loan to take care of your campus expenses. The other option also is to do well in your academics. There are a lot of campuses that have very good scholarships for students who do well in their academics. There are also scholarships that recruiters like Aditya Birla Group, etc., give to students who are excellent in their academics. So doing well in your classroom is not just important with the view of your placements, because a lot of consulting, investment banking companies prefer people with great academic records, but also because in your immediate future, in your immediate life, it's going to help you recoup some of the expenses that you're going to make during your MBA. So these are the two things that you should definitely focus on. However, having made those incomes, it's going to be very exciting. As I said earlier, that they'll come in a lump sum. They'll come as a windfall. You won one competition and you made 1.5 lakhs. Now the temptation is to blow it all away. Temptation is to buy that coveted bike that you always wanted. Temptation is to buy some cool piece of equipment or a Dell Alienware or something like that for yourself. Please avoid that temptation, because you have another 1.5 years to go on the campus. It's going to help you have a more comfortable life without having to reach out to parents for additional money if you focus on handling that money well. Okay, now how do you handle that money well? One is that you put it in the bank account, and that's absolutely fine, but there are other ways to do that. You can actually start investing in an SIP while you're on campus on the basis of the money that you made during your summer internship, during your competitions, or you've saved money during your scholarships. What this means is that you start an SIP on campus. A lot of campuses have the smartest people in finance, the smartest professors in finance, the smartest students in finance. You're constantly learning about businesses in the classroom, and you'll be able to apply it in how you handle your investments, how you handle your personal finances. There isn't always a course for personal finance on campus, but a campus is the best place to learn personal finance for a lot of people. That's because a lot of people are handling their own money for the first time. This is not like your undergrad engineering degree where your parents are financing your education and they are wiring you money every month. This is the MBA. This is when you are a big person, a big boy, and hence you have to handle your expenses yourself. And the sooner you are able to do that, you will go into the world of your profession a lot more confident, a lot more sure of yourself. Guys, the hope is that we can all get to a place where we can take money out of the equation for all our decisions. The only thing driving our decisions will be whether something excites us or gives us joy or pride or satisfaction. But the concept of financial independence also has a time value. The more you delay financial independence, the less valuable it becomes. If you can fight for it today, you can look forward to a lifetime of financial independence. But the later you fight for it, the shorter the period of independence gets. The other thing is that you will be surrounded by all kinds of people on your campus. Don't get enamored by their lifestyle, because they may be coming from completely different circumstances and their life challenges may be completely different from yours. So your neighbor who's driving a car on campus may have a completely different story to tell, and you will be attracted to take up an additional loan to have a car on campus, but that's not a great financial decision. You have to look at where you are and what are your goals and what is your background, and on the basis of that you'll have to make your financial decisions. And the last thing I want to say is, don't spend in anticipation of a blockbuster job. If there is one thing finance teaches us, it's to recognize revenue only when it actually accrues, and expenses the moment you accrue them. Wait for the salary before you blow it away. So don't think that you're going to make 25 lakhs, 30 lakhs, 40 lakhs salary after your MBA and hence I can start spending right now. One of the most important things also to do is to not carry a credit card to campus. Carry a debit card to campus and try and limit your expenses to that. With this, I'm going to end this episode. Guys, there are a lot of aspects beyond this as well to be considered about doing an MBA and whether MBA is the ideal thing to do. For that matter, for any postgraduate degree, you have to think of it differently than how you think about your graduate degree or even your schooling. Now, everything has to be about ROI and opportunity cost. And that is what we've covered, some aspects of which we've covered today. Hope you get what we are trying to say. And we are looking forward to doing more episodes about you handling your money well, understanding how to look after your money and build a better relationship with your money for a successful and financially independent future. Thank you so much. Cheers.